Hey guys, it's yours truly, Musicals here, and welcome to a very special Media Maniacs Direct, or I should say, a Dual Mixer Returns a Musicals Project Direct. Sorry for the several delays on this one. Several things have popped up, as you could probably tell, including the Sonic Rumble beta, which I was not expecting in the last week. By the way, footage is still coming for that. But I did want to mention that I promised that this was worth it, because this one is going to be also a bit of a test to see what I can do with Final Cut Pro. So before we get into that, I should mention that the last two videos I did with Sonic Rumble have some plugins that I've been using with Final Cut Pro, since I have a bit of a trial period with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this direct and any other videos going forward to see what I can bring back. Some of the plugins can be converted into Apple ProRes 4444. Yeah, I know, random number. Which is basically ping for pictures. So I'm gonna see what I can bring in from that, from those plugins back into iMovie once my trial expires. But that being said, this will be like a trial period. So if you see some new things throughout Direct, that is why. Anyways, let's get back on track here real quick. So the Direct. Basically, this Direct will introduce brand new information on the project, how it's gonna go, what I'll be doing with it, what games, movies, and shows. Those last two being apostrophes, because that's gonna highly depend on the copyright. But still, I'll try to do as much as I can with those. So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to share more information about this particular project with you guys. But first, a couple things. As you guys saw, I just showcased a new dual mix before we even got to this intro. Throughout today's Direct, I will have numerous dual mixes from the project, both new and old, or old, in other words, revamped, to showcase for the project. So I am very excited, nevertheless, to show you some of what I've been up to behind the scenes the last couple days. So, yeah. That being said, I should also mention some new things. So, since I have been testing some things, I'm gonna do something. If you see in the corner, I'm not sure which corner it will be, but somewhere on one of the corners of the screen, you'll see a pop-up that says new dual mix incoming, and it will have a specific hint about what series it's from, or what song it is from said series. So just be ready for that. They will be showing up several times throughout the Direct, so be sure to keep an eye out for those. Also, in addition to that if I have to do any post-editing recording errors, you will also see that pop up in the corner. So just a small heads up there. Alright. That being said, let's get started by talking about a little bit more about the project. Shall we? Alright, so what is this project about? So, a Dual Mixer Returns is about me going back to my roots. I started doing this type of thing in 2014, early 2015, if my knowledge remembers correctly, but yeah, around that time. So this is me going back to the very start, all the way to when I stopped actively doing it, and redoing every single one with the skills that I've learned over the years of how to really mix and match these stuff, these remixes and tracks and stuff. So Yes, this is me going back and giving, revamping, or making all those old mashups from scratch, and giving them a fresh coat of paint. That being said, it's not all about old stuff. Considering it has been 4 years since I've started actively doing this, there will be quite a bit of new stuff too in between. Which means all the games and all the stuff that has come out between 2019, which I stopped actively doing it, all the way to today, as we speak. So, oh yes, all of those games will be eligible. Oh, of course, that goes without saying. This does mean I won't be able to do everything. So when we get later into the project, I will explain in the phases and stuff that everything will be coming out in. But yeah, so basically this is just, me going back and adding some new stuff as well. Now, that being said, we have plenty, and I do mean plenty of stuff to look forward to in terms of new stuff. There's plenty of games that have come out since then, and I'm very excited to show you that as well. So yeah, that's basically pretty much the general gist of this project. Okay, but before we continue on, I figured I might as well show you my logo history and talk about my album history real quick before we talk about the whole project in general. Because you guys need to know what's coming from where, because these are all coming from several different older sets of albums and stuff that I have in the backlog that I will be revamping and redoing. So yeah, let's go over my history first, and then we will go over the album history, and then after that we will go from there. All right, let's continue on, shall we? Okay, now it's time to take a look at me through the years. So we're going to start with 2014, 15, and 16, which I consider the OC era. This was around the time I was still in high school, and I made an OC called DJ, combined with the signature blue poppin' that you've seen in quite a few of the logos throughout the history of MC. And you have my very first version of the logo. It was a very simple one with a recolored Sonic, which I nicknamed DJ. I'm gonna be honest, looking back at this one, it definitely still brings a strong level of nostalgia, but I am a little glad I moved on from this era. But DJ stayed with me for for 3 years, as you knows. He stayed with me all the way up until the announcement of Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, or I guess Project Sonic 2017, as it was originally called before we got Forces' name. But yeah, that's when I made my transition period to a brand new logo for the channel. Well, actually, 2 brand new logos for the channel. This is what kind of started the dual wielding logo history I've had for a while. Up until Sonic Mania's launch, I used Sonic Mania styled logo for Mania's launch. It looks pretty cool, I gotta say. And for Sonic Forces, I used a Forces style logo with my colors, of course, for that particular launch If only I could say that it ended well. Moving on, the next era would be the new MC era, which is basically probably my most straightforward era to date. Really making things simple. Simple was just a couple font changes and really nothing special. Just a simple rebranding, really. Really, as you can tell by the logos, they just really have the power print with either a color change or just an M in it. So, yeah, pretty straightforward era. And finally, my current era, which has lasted probably the longest of the batch for 4 whole years. Yeah, I've had this one for a while. It's my MCNU era, which was indeed inspired by the Nickelodeon reboot Blue's Clues and You. One of my favorite series to date. Hey, but you may have noticed something. It says 2 May 2024. Well, that is because later on in the direct, I will be revealing a brand new logo going forward for this channel. It's been a long time since I've really done any sort of logo change. Since the last one I did was kind of more of a refresh than a change. So this new logo will be the new one going forward, but that won't be until way later in the direct. But yeah. So that's basically it. That's my brief logo history. And just so you know, pretty much any single one of my older mashups that are revamped, redone, or remade will feature one of these logos on the side to represent represent not only my history, but the era it was originally made in. And of course, I could also include the album, but that might take up too much screen real estate, so I might flip-flop between those. That being said, it is time to move on to the album history. And I have quite a few, so let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so writing on all of them, here are some of the albums I had planned and have released, or have teased, throughout the years. This includes Gamer Groove, my very first album, Music Clues Clue Duel, the best of Music Clues, which I have released, I think, 4 times if my knowledge serves me right, Regroove, which was my first attempt at going back to some of my older ones and redoing them, Mania Mixes Plus, which I made around the time of Sonic Mania, and Dual Mixing Madness, which was my last attempt at releasing an album. Now, like any good YouTuber out there, there's plenty of canceled or unreleased projects that I have not made the cutting room for or just have not launched. And I'm unfortunately one of those people. I have quite a few that I announced, but probably may have been a little too ambitious or just didn't have the time to do it all. Keep in mind, a good chunk of this was still when I was in high school. Alright, so, I figured why I don't have all of them, I show you most of them that were canceled. So those canceled projects include Music Clues Game of Groove 2, Fantasy Hearts, which was an RPG-based album, Duel the Mario Mixes, which is a Mario Dual Mix album, Gotta Mix 'Em All 2, Poke Clues 2, which was a follow-up to my original Poke Clues, which I released for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. It's a Blur, the Golden Rings of Sonic, which was a follow-up to 25 Years of Running. Super Mix and Blows, which would feature dual mixes of music all specifically from Super Smash Bros. The Clues Collection, the Mania update, which would include a couple new albums, including all the Mania mixes. The Best of Music Clues, the newer years, which was going to be a follow-up to all the best of albums, but only featuring stuff from my, at the time, newer days. A Blast to the Processing Past, which was a 60th anniversary album for Sega. Classic Clues, a Flowback album. Clue Duel 2, Mania Mixes Plus, Music Clues Mania Plus, which was a follow-up to Music Clues Mania. Fantasy Friends, which was all about Square Enix. The all-time best of Music Clues, which, well, I'll talk about it in a minute. Project MC Sonic. The Best of Music Clues, the newer years. Probably should have a part 2 for that. Zelda's Mix, the Master Duels, which, as you can tell, was a Zelda theme album. Clues of the Emblem, which was a Fire Emblem album. And then Let's Go Mario, the Nintendo's Playing Power, which was all based around Nintendo games. Now, I will say at the time when I announced all these projects that I had total intent in doing every single one of them. But I may have been a little too ambitious. As I got caught up on quite a few things behind the scenes and in general, and always gaming and channels and YouTube and stuff. So, yeah, probably it was a little too ambitious. Now that 4 years have passed since I stopped actively done matchups and dual mixing. The question is, will I revisit these ideas? Yes. I plan to go back and actually probably redo quite a few of these. I'll actually talk about which ones I intend on redoing later on in a separate video from the Direct. I'll probably release that one a little bit later. But, yes, my plan is definitely to follow up at least on both Game of Groove and Clue Duel with sequels eventually. The other themed albums I might hold off on for a little bit. But, yeah. So, this is basically all my album history. Now, most of the mashups that are featured that were in these canceled albums or projects will be featured in this project. So, if you do see something that was canceled or was planned, be sure to keep an eye out for the logo of the project. Now, if I redo any of these projects or do them in the future, just know that there will be completely new logos for every single one of them. Well, okay, most of them will receive totally new logos. Some of them I might still, use. But yeah, for the time being, I will say that I do plan to revisit quite a few of these ideas. But yeah. My plan is, for the moment, though, is to eventually follow up on Game of Groove and Clue Duel at the very least, and since those definitely deserve the sequels. Alright, well, that being said, now it's time to go over, speaking of which our first batch of new tracks that I have planned. And now, I already announced the Game of Groove ones, but I will showcase them here again, just so you guys know, in case you didn't see the community post earlier about them. Alright, so let's go over the stuff for Game of Groove first, since I already have those done. So, in terms of Game of Groove revamped, before we get into this, I probably should go over what each of these mean. So, revamped means that it will be the original track, unless they say otherwise, of course, but it will just receive a more modern day coat of paint, and I'll go over that later on in the direct, what that means. But yeah, basically it's just an update more than a actual redo or remake. Speaking of which, redo is basically me using the same tracks, but definitely retrying again. And since it had been years since I did that original one, and I want to actually do a better job since I know a little bit better of audio balancing and stuff. So yeah. And then finally, the remake means I will be remaking the original mashup with the same name, but I will be using two totally different tracks, or the original track that I used, plus a different remix. It really is gonna depend. Okay. Hey, now that we've gone over what those have meant, let's go over the revamp stuff. So again, this is stuff that's just getting a fresh coat of paint, not getting redone from scratch. So, in that case, that would be GameCube grooves, supersonic speed, show me your moves, Green Hill groove, We Wonders, Babam Beats, Good Old Spiral, Kirby's Return, and Sonic and Tails, Gotcha, and one more that I will not spoil for the time being. In terms of total redos from absolute scratch, that will be Beyond the Speed of Sound, My Rival, Tough Rainbow Beats, The Beat of a Battle, The Fifth Battle, A Wild Master Hand Attacks, Mouse Madness, and Mario vs. DK Party 10. And you may have noticed I'm not telling you what tracks they're based off of. Well, anybody who's listened to the original mashups will obviously know what each of these tracks are. But I want to keep these as a surprise for newbies to, warm up. And in terms of remix, only two of these will be completely revamped due to the remixes no longer being in my grasp. That will be Mega Music. It's Bubble Man, and it's Bubble Man time. Yeah, as you can tell, those are Mega Man remixes. Mega Man mashups. Pardon? So, yeah. Totally redoing those two from scratch since I don't have access. Shame too since they were very good ones, but oh well. Alright, well, that takes care of all of those. So I guess now let's move on to Cool Duel. That's it. Cool Duel will be next. Okay then let's move on to Cool Duel. So in terms of stuff that I will be redoing for this specific album, that will be my Maze of Life one, Shantae's Superstar, Let's Run, Cosmic Dance, and Forgotten Past. In terms of complete remakes, that will be The Brave Battle, Colors Wild Battle, You Will Know Our Names, Till the Day Is Won, Color 8-Bit Color Splash, and Gun Grabber Girl. Finally, last but not least, in terms of revamps, only 2. Ooh. Come On, Let's Battle, and New Super Mario Hoops Free on Free. Ooh, that's a mouthful. So yeah, all those, only those 2 will be revamped completely. Alright, well that takes care of Cool Duel. Well, I guess next up will probably be my best of for 2015 and 16, I believe, and then my off-season stuff from those eras as well. Okay, first up, small collection, 2015-16. I was close there. Okay, so first up, I'll go over all for both albums what will be redone, in other words, a redo. Then I will go over what will be remade, in other words, make from both, and then finally I'll go over the revamp. All right. So from the 2015 best of all time, best of stuff, I will only be redoing one track from that one, and that will be Windmills and Waves. From 2016, nothing. Yep, you heard me. 2016 actually only has as remakes and revamped. So yeah, nothing that's gonna get a redo there. Unfortunately. Okay. Hey, so in terms of remakes, we from 2015, I will be remaking Yoshi's Groove, Techie Tempo, and that will pretty much be it. From 2016, I will be redoing Mystic Cave, Snowbird Slide, and Boss Time. And no, it's not what you think it is either. And in terms of revamped, I will be revamping Trainer Glitch Wants to Battle, It's Too Hot, Super Smash Maker, Windy Planets, Funky Race, and that will be it. Oh, I nearly forgot to mention. Also, in addition to that from 2015, I will be remaking my Toot Toot Sonic All-Stars and Endless Possibility vocal mixes. But with a couple of new things. Since the last time I did them, I just used the original tracks. I got a couple new tricks up my sleeve, you could say. Alright. Anywho, now that I've gone over that is time to go over what will be revamped for 2016, and that will be 'Cause I Love Ya. So, yeah. Alright, that's all for the best of. Now let's go over some stuff from the off season in both 2015 and 2016. Alright, so for the off season from 2014 and 15 that I will be going over, let's go over the redos first. We have Kirby's Groove, Toad Harbor, and The Legend of MC The Wind Waker. All those will be completely redone. From the 2016 off season, nothing. Yep, nothing's gonna be redone. Sorry to disappoint. Right. In terms of remakes, I will be redoing Stars in the Sky, Super Bell Hill Classic, Into the Wild Wild Woods. I'm sorry, you couldn't resist. Hills in the Sky, and Airman Born. In terms of the 2015-16 season, off season, I will be remaking Crystal Clues, Mario / Luigi / Royal Raceway, Hop into the Party Car, Mixed Mashups Musical Clues, and Listen Up, Mario. Alright, and now, in terms of revamped, hold on, there we go. Okay, in terms of revamped, nothing from 2014-15, but from the 15-16 season, I will be revamping NES, Super NES, and GBA at its best, and Mario at Rio, and that's it. So that's it for the off season. Pretty much that covers everything I'm going to be doing from this first batch, of course. Now it's time for a break. So I hope you enjoyed this next new dual mix I have for you. Alright guys, welcome back. That was a pretty supersonic one, wasn't it? Alright, so now let's talk about how the videos for the mashups slash dual mixes will be made. Basically, as you guys have been seeing, it is very similar to the current style I've used for quite some time now. I think since the Mania Forces era. I think. In other words, every single mashup and dual mix that I redo for this project will have gameplay footage of that specific moment. I'll try to, at least, for a lot of them. I know there's a couple RPGs amongst my dual mixes, so I'll try not to put too many for spoilers, but no specific promises. If anything, I will give a spoiler warning beforehand. And I think I've done that once, but yeah. That said, as you guys have noticed, this will be the current style that I will be used going forward for all mashups, even after the project is officially done. So just keep that in mind. But there is something that's going to be a little different too. Unlike back in the past, where I just let the, YouTube choose the thumbnail for the video by choosing a screenshot from it. This time around, I will actually be making thumbnails myself for every single one of these mashups and dual mixes. So they will have proper thumbnails made this time. You guys may have already seen a couple of them, as with my beginning mission dual mix, and of course my Victory Road one I did a while earlier, announcing the project. Check. So keep an eye out for that. And that being said, I do want to specify a couple things too specifically. One, this sometimes for certain mashups of dual mixes, I will be revisiting an older style that I used previously, to either represent a change or to represent that it's been a while since I've done this specific one. So just know that all of them will still translate to the modern day. They just might start out with the past style I used to use. Just a bit of a heads up. That being said, that not all of them will go under this. Just a small number of them. Now let's talk logos and intros. So as many of you may have already noticed, I did mention that I have a completely new intro for the channel. Yes, that is going to be my brand new intro for anything that comes out of 2024. Pardon. But that doesn't mean that all of them will get it. I will be redoing some of my older ones as well. Well, with completely new M pictures remade in Photoshop, just so they're a little bit nicer. Not all of them will go on under this micro though, as I still have the original intro, so some of them will not be redone. But most of them will be pretty much getting a change, you could say. They still will be using the original music that I used for the original intro, but I will definitely try to credit just like I did with the intro for my newest intro. Now, as for the logos, those are pretty much going to stay the same too. Anything from a specific era will still have its era logo with it. And that goes the same when the mashup starts. Mashup slash dual mix starts. It will still have the same intro and same logo. I will have it pasted in the corner so you guys can know what era I originally did an attempt at this mashup or dual mix. If for some reason I do not include it, then there probably is a good reason, or I will specify in my mixer notes. Which, speaking of which, in case you don't know what my mixer notes are, it's basically just giving a little bit of synopsis about what went into doing the mashup or dual mix, and some behind the scenes feedback or information about what I did. So yeah, just a little thing, and all the mashups and dual mixes in this project will have mixer notes. So just be sure to look in the description if you want to learn a little bit more what went into a dual mix or mashup I do for the project. Again, every single one of them will be received. Anyways, continuing back onto this, is logos and the logos, like I said, will be pretty much every single logo I've had throughout my history. However, this is only for stuff that I have previously done. Anything that released around the time of a prior era will be considered completely new because I did not tackle it before. So just know that anything that will have my, well, I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it will have a current logo, just to keep that in mind. If it's a specific name of a mashup that I used in the past, then I will indeed be using a past logo. But if it is something completely new, something I have never tackled, then just know we'll have a modern logo instead of a classic one. That way you guys know, wait, didn't you do this before? Yes, but with something else. And of course, I'll specify in my mixer notes below too, if that is the case. Now, that being said, this also goes for any redos I do, but with a completely different remix than what I originally used for the mashup. But that won't be like any of the redos for the past. That would just be for any redos I feel like attempting again, Now, that being said, speaking of logos, I guess it's about time to show you my brand new 100% completely different logo to represent a new era for not only the Media Maniacs, but for myself as well. So please, take a look at this. So this will be my logo going forward for 2024 and beyond until, of course, my next logo change. But what do you think? Yes, it is solely based off of Sonic the Hedgehog. I figured it would be a good idea to go back to my Sonic roots, and for the first time ever, no blue popplet in sight. So this is the first logo in MC history to not feature the poplet. And the only reference to it, really anything related to Blue's Clues is really my username, Music Clues. So very interesting. This will be the first time I have not used it going forward, so I'm very excited to see what else I can do with the logo in the future. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no, this isn't going to be the only variant you'll see of it. This is just for now. Now, of course, I will be changing the logo and the banner as soon as the Direct has officially finished premiering. So expect this change to be across all social platforms, including all platforms I'm currently on. So, yeah. Yeah. Pretty awesome to say the least. And of course, I should show you my new intro. So yeah, here's my brand new intro with the brand new logo officially added. Alright, so let's move on to the 25 years of running and PokeClues albums. My anniversary albums that I released for Pokemon and Sonic, respectively, way back during their anniversaries. Specifically, the 20th anniversary of Pokemon and the 25th anniversary of the Blue Blur himself, Sonic, respectively. So for this, I have some things regarding both. Now, I did go through 25 years of running, and what I'm gonna do, instead of just listing everything and talking about it, since that album is actually particularly long in terms of a track list, I'm just gonna pop list of each one I'm gonna redo, revamp, and make all on screen, so that way it's just a lot easier on both of us. So okay, first of all, here is my remake list. Here is my redo list. And last but not least, here is my revamp list. Okay, well, I guess that takes care of all those. Okay, now regarding PokeClues. A lot of you know that PokeClues was separated into 3 different sections when I released it. Or you may not know, but it was released into the main series, the spin-offs, and then the anime. I did not do a good job with the main game section of it. So why I will still go back and possibly redo the spin-offs section, and I'll probably not the anime one just to be safe. I will still go back. I will go back and equally do every single generation, including the current generation, just so we're on equal footing with everything. So there will be some stuff from PokeClues and some stuff not from PokeClues for this section. So just keep an open mind about that one. That said, why I don't have a complete list of what I'm going to be redoing for PokeClues, I can mention that pretty much everything that is currently on the channel will probably get a complete revamp, at least regarding Pokemon. So just expect that at least. Alright, so with that being said, it's time for another break. And please enjoy this next duo mix I have just for you guys. Alright guys, so we're getting up to nearly the tail end of pretty much all the stuff I have to talk about the project, but there's still a couple other things I want to mention too, as well as a few other projects. One unrelated, one related to dual mixes. So, first of all, before we get to those though, I do want to mention that I have over 40, 42, I think 50 unreleased mashups and dual mixes that none of you have ever seen yet. I was planning on releasing a good chunk of these a while back, but I just never got the time to. So that being said, I will have a brand new trailer to show you guys right here and right now, to show you what games they're from. I'm not going to specify which series. I'm only going to show you the games they're from. So, yeah, here, take a look at the sneak preview trailer at some of the unreleased mashups and what games they are from. And yeah, that's pretty much just a small sneak preview of some of the unreleased mashups that I have yet to show you guys. I got even more, but you guys are going to be a little patient and wait. That said, though, we are getting to near the end of this direct. So we can speed things along here, I'm going to try to do these last two parts in between the final duel mix. So first things first, before we move on to talking about the rest of the project, in other words, stuff for information about off-season and how I'll release the stuff, I want to talk real quickly about one of those two projects I mentioned earlier. So, you guys may have remembered a while back that I announced I was doing a Mario Kart music video, Mario Kart Tour Around the World, which would feature ICR Remixes medley of all Mario Kart tracks. Well, it has been quite a few years since then. So, they had just put out a brand new medley. So, I do want to mention that I am going to be resuming work on the project. I had to put it on hold because, well, Nintendo announced the Booster Course Pass. So I felt like it was not a good time to do it. And also, I wanted to give Aisha a chance to see if they were going to do a new medley of some sort. So, yeah. That being said, I am going to try to use Final Cut Pro to get some of that done over the next couple months. So that way, before my trial expires, I at least have some nice things to add into the music video. Should I have to resort back to iMovie for the rest of it. That being said, for certain for certain parts of the music video, I'm gonna have like maybe little fun facts pop up or something, or maybe even how many times a certain track has appeared. I'm definitely gonna try to do that, but we'll see what happens. As for when this new when the music video will finally be out, I mean, Mario Kart Tour Around the World Deluxe. Yep, slapping on a good old deluxe label right there. Mario Kart Tour Around the World Deluxe is aimed for a late 2024, early 2025 release. Of course, I still got to worry about edit projects as well, so that is my aim, but no promises. I'll keep you guys updated as always. Alright, that being said, with that announcement done and over with, let's talk about edit off-season reveals. So when I do off-season, I want to talk about Mario, Sonic, and Pokemon specifics, but I do want to also mention real quickly that I will be, unlike my past self, going to tackle many other franchises. I have access to so many other games, so much I have played over the years, is that I feel like I definitely need to varietize here. So, yeah. I will be tackling, if there's any specific franchise that I haven't really tackled, including Nintendo, of course, then expect more from it. I promise you, I'll try to do my best. Alright, that being said, in terms of Mario, pretty much anything from the last 4 years since I stopped actively doing mashups and dual mixes for Mario will be, of course, a part of it. So this includes all the recent Mario games that have come out in terms of 100% brand new, and then, of course, any of our remakes such as Super Mario RPG, and, of course, I don't think I need to say this, but also, oh yeah, Paper Mario The $1,000 Door. How could I forget that one? Anyways, next one we need to talk about is, of course, the Blibber himself, Sonic. So, of course, Team Sonic Racing will be eligible for this, but also in addition to that, of course, Sonic Superstars and Frontiers. And I don't think I need to state this enough, but of course, Sonic Rumble, given what we know about the game so far, thanks to the beta, will also be eligible, because I'm sure there's going to be some remixes from that game too. As you guys have seen from the direct earlier, and of course for the future as well. So look forward to that as well. And of course, I should state for both Mario, Sonic, as well as Pokemon, anything I haven't covered in the past for those franchises either I've done before or I'm completely new to or have not touched will obviously also be eligible for that. So I am very excited to tackle some of those as well. Now, in terms of Pokemon, I need to specify something. I may have rushed Poke-Clues as part of the Direct a little bit. So when I said every generation, I should have specifically mentioned up to Sun and Moon. So some of the stuff you guys will see will be pretty much under the Poke-Clues label, unless of course specified otherwise. Now, that being said, beyond Poke-Clues, for anything in the off-season, of course, any previous Pokemon game will apply, but of course, any new Pokemon game that's come out since then will also be eligible. This includes, of course, our main series installments, those being Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, and we really only have one remake, technically, and that's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So that one, right, I forgot. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You forgot about those guys. Sheesh. Get your head together, Music Clues. But yeah, those will also be eligible as well. So yeah, Yeah, so that takes care of pretty much off-season reviews. Again, these are just some of the games I plan to cover during off-season. Now, how I will release the videos when we talk about the launch date stuff, of course, I'll go over that. But in terms of how it's going to go, first will be revamp. So basically, those are going to be the easiest because the simplest thing I need to do is get new style, stuff for the video as well as actual gameplay for those mashups and dual mixes. So those will go first. Then remakes will be second. Why them over redos? Because some of those redos are going to take me a while. The particular batch I showed in this direct might not take me too much, but some of the others might take me a while. So yeah, just a heads up there. Yeah. And then redos will be last, just because, like I said, some of them might take me a while. And then yeah. So it's gonna go revamped, remakes, redos. That will be the order for each era and each set, I should say. So yeah, that is basically what that's gonna be about. Okay, so next I should mention about off-season in general. So yes, off-season will return, and how it will work this time is in between each era, or in between each section, I will be taking a small break, just because I've worked on a grind, so I'll be using that time to work on other projects and other videos. That said, when I do finally officially, and I do mean officially, finish an era or part of an era, I will completely take at least a 2 to 3 week break to recuperate, right? And I'll use that time to work on some other stuff I've been wanting to do. Some stuff that I haven't seen done yet in terms of mashups. Some stuff that I know that are mashups up, but I want to throw my hand in the ring. So there's that too. But also, so I want to mention that I'm opening up requests. Yes, you guys can request for me to do stuff, but I will not be doing them during the actual, release. They will be saved for off season. So if I don't get to your request right away, you'll have to wait till the next off season. I apologize, but I can only do so much. But I do have a couple rules to go over first before we get to that. First of all, while I will still allow cartoon stuff, because companies haven't striked us yet, I will not allow anime stuff. This is just due to the fact that I have seen certain channels get shut down just for footage use alone, even if they're partnered or something. So yeah, just to be safe, I'm just not gonna take the risk. Of course, if it comes from an anime game and it's the original track specifically for that game, then that is fine. But no specific animes, please. I'm sure there's some other channel out there that's done that. But it's not me. Second, for the time being at least for one of them, no Friday Night Funkin' stuff, and no creepypasta. Well, actually, specifically, definitely no creepypasta, period. The Friday Night Funkin' I'm gonna kind of go on and off about for the time being, just because I don't want to be one of those channels that oversaturate Friday Night Funkin'. As popular as that game is at the moment, and all the mods with it too, I just don't want to dig into it. And add on top of that pile. Plus, some people have genuine fatigue even if they love the game, so I'm gonna spare them that too. So yeah, no Friday Night Funkin' stuff for the time being. If things do cool down on YouTube, however, and the game's kind of dies down a little bit, and I don't see so many channels covering it, then I will definitely do it myself. itself. For the time being, though, I'm just, no, not gonna dub my hat into the ring. That being said, creepypasta stuff, up in relation to that, yeah, I am 100% not doing that no matter what. I have a couple personal reasons, it's just, I'm not into that stuff, guys, I'm sorry. And also there is an oversaturation of that too, somewhat, what on YouTube, and I just don't want to, dive head into that since some channels have literally been taken over by it. But other than that, I will other than that is not to say that I won't do anything spooky. Anything related to an in general spooky franchise such as Five Nights at Freddy's or Resident Evil, I will still do, and yes, even Undertale. So yeah, I'm not cutting off all spooky stuff, just specifically creepypasta. And no, that doesn't mean Can You Feel the Sunshine is included in that. That is still okay. Okay. Not sure why it's associated with Tales so much. But yeah. Other than that, though. I really hope you send requests, and I won't open a form or anything, but if the best way to actually get a request in is just comment below on any of my dual mixes or mashups. Or heck, even if we're live streaming at one point, you can send a request in there too, and I'll try to get back to it ASAP. I'll keep a list of my iPad of stuff I have to do. Now that being said, if there is a certain artist that has specifically said no mashups with their stuff, I will not be doing mashups with their stuff. Out of respect. So, yeah. Pretty much as simple as that. Alright. That being said, I will open requests pretty much now. Now, after the direct, feel free to request on any of the dual mixes that get launched after the direct. Right. Speaking of dual mixes, alright guys, this is my final one for you guys. My last one that I have planned to do, and I've been saving this one for last because, you can't end a direct without doing this. Yeah, I think some of you may know what's coming. But come on, guys. You can't tell me you are going to expect me to not do it. Anyways, please enjoy. Alright guys, so we're at the end, but now it's time to talk about launch day plans. So here's how things are going to go. Actually, we're going to be launching a little bit early with our dual mix of returns. Because on the later half of, well, this month, I will be launching, starting up with off-season, actually. So if you guys have any requests for me, you can get them in now. And I will do off-season, start working on those right away, and then I will get to off-season later on in the year. Later on, and then at the second to last week of June, I will be launching the requests. As for the actual project start, I will be starting those with the revamps for Gamer Groove in June. I haven't come up with a specific date yet in June. Early June specifically is what I was aiming for. But we'll see what happens. Because I might have some stuff going on during that time. That said, please look forward to all of the revamp stuff. Then, of course, following that will be the remakes for Game of Groove, and then, of course, the redos. Then we will be taking a break for a little while, and then we will move on into Clue Duel, doing all those, and then that will possibly be it for the time, for the rest of the year until, next year hits. So once 2024 comes out, did I say 2024? I meant to say, once 2025 comes out, I will release another video talking about when everything is going to be released for 2025. So once 2025 rolls around, I'll start doing 2025. Five announcements about what else is going to get released. So you guys will have at least 2 to 3 free opportunities to do off-season requests. Of course, there will be some stuff that I am personally going to do too. That is my personal choice. I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, that is pretty much the launch day plan. Launch day plans at the moment. So to repeat, for at least the rest of this year, we will be launching with off-season, season requests, and some off-season stuff I'm gonna do behind the scenes in the second to last week of June. Then we will start up with Game of Groove. We will be going through the remakes the revamps, to the remakes, to the redos, then a break, and then we will be going into Clue Duel, the remakes, the redos, the revamps, the redos, and let's try that again. The revamps, and the remakes, and the redos. There we go. And then we will be taking another break after that for the rest of the year, until, of course, the new year rolls around. And then I will do another video talking about when the rest of that stuff will be coming out. Because, like I said, I got a lot for Pokemon, and, as you guys saw earlier, a whole bunch for Sonic. Woof! Might be getting some of those done a little sooner, too. Just so they're out of the way. But yeah. That being said, I do have one final announcement for you guys. A special project was also going to be starting hopefully later this year. And that is Duo Makes Generations, an audio adventure. And this special adventure mention, my old OC DJ will be traveling to different game worlds very familiar to his creators, aka me's, past and future. What will he encounter? I don't know. There's going to be some very specific stuff. Some of the stuff will be stuff of, you know, cool dual mixer returns, but there will be some unreleased stuff that is not part of the project that will be specific to a dual mixer returns. So I am very excited to show you guys all of that. My plan is to start at least with the first episode coming late 2024. So look forward to that as well. Alright, I guess that's it for the direct. Gotcha! I was thinking about ending on that last dual mix, but you know what? I'm feeling kind of nice. I'm not going to leave you there. I have one more for you guys. But that's going to be all for me here. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Dual Mixer Returns Direct. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, pretty much all the Dual Mixes will be released individually for all of you to enjoy, with mixer notes included, by the way. Later on, and then of course the direct will also have its proper credits and everything in the description. So yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this direct, and I will see you guys on the other side. This has been yours truly, Music Clues of the Media Maniacs. Signing out. Bye!